Hello and welcome to another update video about Natgas. So Natgas has now rallied into the, you could say resistance, or it's not really a target, into the resistance area we discussed in the last video. Let me remove the previous upside targets. So the area here between $2.52 and $2.61 was highlighted in the last video as area that needs to be broken in order to consider a more directly bullish scenario. Or I shouldn't even say that. It's more like only if the price breaks above it, we have a first indication that the move down is not an impulse. So that this third wave is not impulsive, right? At the moment, we are simply testing the 50% retracement, which pretty much, when the price was down here and I gave you that resistance area, because we are far away from resistance, naturally risk is high, right? Because the price can move up quite a bit within the current scenario and it could still be the same scenario. So nothing has changed, right? So we are still operating within the parameters of the white scenario. And also within the yellow one. I mean, both are wave counts that are valid. We're in an overall price range since January, actually. And the price has respected the parameters here quite well in that range. We are still in a sideways range. We haven't got any breakout to the upside, and that becomes very evident when we zoom out a little bit. The two scenarios I see here from a bearish point of view, and they are not so different, but they are in the white count, wave 4 topped in June. Wave 1 to the downside, complete in 5 waves. Wave 2 to the upside, complete in 3 waves. And we could now be in a third wave to the downside. And this third wave should get to around about 159 or 148. But I'm not going to watch anymore for that direct move down necessarily. Well, I shouldn't say that, but we will get a better idea of the microstructure. If the price breaks above 261, yeah, then something might change. But it might simply be the yellow count. And what's the yellow count? The yellow count just means that this wave 4 never finished. Yeah? So the wave 4 is here. And the wave 4 could be a triangle. And these triangle patterns would typically unfold in a 5-wave pattern. So that would be an A wave, B wave, C wave, D wave, E wave. So just a break above initial micro resistance does not mean it's bullish. It simply means something is morphing, at least, well, all it says is pretty much it is not a downside impulse. But it could be the triangle. Okay, let's put a micro count for the triangle onto the chart. Actually, just need to correct this, okay? And then, yeah, from a triangle point of view, it would be wave A, wave B, C, D, E. So we would spend a little bit more time in that sideways structure. And the B wave itself would be an A, B, C structure. So, and there you can see that the initial, oh, 1 second. Didn't want to do that. And you can see that the break of initial resistance isn't even so meaningful. I mean, it hasn't even happened. Because a B wave can easily stretch above the 50% retracement, right? Pretty much the invalidation point for this yellow scenario is the top, yeah, the October high, which was located at around $3.02. So, okay, break above 261 means the move down is likely not an impulse. At least the first resistance breaks. A break of resistance isn't necessarily a bullish setup. Then we have to watch, I think, the next key level then would be the October high. And as long as we stay below it, I would still keep the door open for lower in the yellow count. Could it still be the white count? Maybe, but then it would likely be morphing into a diagonal pattern. And that's a very, very difficult structure to track. I would want to have more price data. But something more directly bullish, I would really only want to consider that with a break above the October high. It's of course possible, right? It's of course possible. But the downside structure overall looks quite incomplete here into the February low. So it would have to be based on the idea then that maybe this fifth wave that's presumably unfolding finished here as a truncation. A very, very rare situation. That means the fifth wave couldn't, for whatever reasons, break below the third wave low. Only something I consider in really exceptional circumstances. So that should give you a good idea of the key levels. Overall, still in the sideways range. The parameters of the range, I think they are defined. Just trend lines are clear. Above 261, I think it's reasonable to watch the B wave in yellow and then pay attention to the October high for an upside breakout level. That's the update about Natgas. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you're interested in daily updates about the S&P 500 as well as regular updates about stocks, feel free to check out these stocks and S&P 500 servers. You'll find the link in the description. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.